though?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's why I'm asking. What's live life to the fullest? If you living your life to the fullest, why he can't live his life?
Well, mine don't have a pink substance. And I ain't on the boat with
So Stefon Diggs was not present at the Patriots' voluntary OTAs after a video of him went viral on a boat with girls and his alleged new boo, Cardi B. In the video, he passed a pink substance to one of the girls, and of course, the video went viral, but it's not even just about the video. Basically, it got to his coach because the reporters asked him about the video, and the coach responded saying he is aware of the video. And he said, obviously, we want to make great decisions on and off the field. We're hoping that with our time here on the field today, that we don't have a script and we're on the call periods, that we're making great decisions. Mase, what was your reaction to the video? And then did you have a problem with it? What the coach said, any aspect of it?
Just looking at, I thought the video was several things, you know. It just sheds the light on he's a guy that lived to the fullest. I think he's gonna continue to live his life as he should, and it's just gonna boil down.
What does that mean, Mace? When somebody lives to the fullest,
Live his life as he should.
No, I want to know what live to the fullest means.
Live to the fullest means Stefon Diggs is gonna do whatever he wants to do.
So you don't live to the fullest?
Not like he does. I live my version of.
That's why I asked you. That's why I asked you the question.
Yeah, he lives his life to the fullest.
But there's different versions of to the fullest.
Everything he wants to do. Okay. You know, his life to the fullest.
You ain't doing everything you want to do though.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's why I'm asking. What's live life to the fullest? If you living your life to the fullest, why he can't live his life?
Well, mine don't have a pink substance. And I ain't on the boat with,
Yeah, that's why I was trying to figure out what the definition of live to the fullest was.
Yeah, and I ain't trying to call the girls extra, but you get what I'm saying. He's living it to the fullest. He's a bachelor. You know, he hasn't tied the knot. He's still searching. He's still enjoying himself.
I just wanted to get the definition. That's it.
Yeah, and I think I forgot the name of the pink. People are saying it's pink cocaine and all that, but I didn't see pink cocaine. I just saw a Kool-Aid pack, but I don't know if it was a Kool-Aid pack. I didn't get to zoom in on it, so I can't really say. What do you think it was? Did you see them sniff anything?
I don't even know. They were holding the bag. Do I think it was Kool-Aid? Absolutely not.
Who knows? It could have been. You remember those days? The old people, they used to call it snuff. It'd be in a pack like that. Yeah. People rub it on their gums.
That's what Tootsie is.
Oh, you rub it on your gums?
That's what people do.
What's Tootsie?
What's Tootsie?
That's the pink cocaine.
Oh, it's called Tootsie. You know, huh?
I've seen that.
Well, I've never seen it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. But thanks for sharing.
Yeah, I like
that's
to
what
be
that
educated.
is. No, I'm telling y'all, like that's what I don't know if that's what he had, but it looks like that.
But I think the coach was just covering for him. The coach was saying what he should say, but I don't think they were really excited about that information, because when a team is not winning the way they should, then the worst thing in the world is to have players that ends up being a distraction to the team, and I'm hoping he doesn't become that. But he's going to continue to live his life to the fullest.
Was it mandatory minicamp?
Voluntary.
And what they're talking about, that's what I'm trying to say. Niggas is always trying to make a story about something. Not you said, because I've seen it all over the place as well. Yeah. If it's not mandatory and it's voluntary, and he's been in the league for years, he knows what he needs to do to be ready for the season. Why are we talking about this? Now, we going to talk about the pink substance. I didn't see the pink substance. I was just looking at the surroundings and everything else. I didn't know if it was pink substance. I didn't see anything, to be totally honest with you. I wasn't paying to that. So I was more thinking about, I wonder if Cardi B's gonna be mad at this. That's what I was looking at, because he's telling the bitches to call him daddy and all type of shit. But they may be cool, have that type of relationship where it ain't no big. If it ain't mandatory, oh well. As far as the pink substance is concerned, we can't prove what it is. giving cotton candy for you. We don't know.
Yeah.
Can't zoom in. Only person that knows is Stat. Tootsie. I've never heard of Tootsie till today. I'm late to the party. I'm sorry. I never sold. First of all, I never took any cocaine. I never sold the pink one. So I wouldn't even know where to get the pink one from. I'm out to loot with that. I should know everything pink, right? I should be in the loop.
Yeah, that sounded kind of weird. You didn't know.
Yeah, I retired by the time pink cocaine came out. I ain't got time for no murder case murder. This spiking shit with fentanyl, putting dye on the cocaine. Listen, man, I did Pedico and it was fresh. It was pure. Wasn't nothing else added to it, man. They had a good time. But the more of the story is, whatever the coach said, doesn't matter. As long as Stefon Diggs, you ain't see him taking no drugs, it doesn't matter. And it wasn't mandatory camp, it was voluntary. So I'm not gonna make a big deal out of this.
Yeah, a couple things. Let me make it clear. I don't do any drugs. I don't even smoke weed. I just know what it is. Let me preface that first. Second of all, to Ken's point, yes, I just posed the question because it is a viral video and a lot of people are talking about it. But I do want to give my 2 cents because people be like, man, you trying to be like, it's literally viral. Everybody's talking about it, so I bring it up here so they can have their opinions too. And honestly, I completely agree. I don't understand why people are making it such a big idea. I think people have too much lenses into things that have nothing to do with them because somebody who's not outside, not out, they probably looking like, oh my gosh, he's such a bad influence, da 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 da. If he want to go do that on the boat that he rented, he can go do that on the boat that he rented. I know people were saying, should Cardi B be upset about it? If that girl want to go live her best life and go be on a boat with the girls who are shaking, let her go do that because she's allowed to go do that. And if he want to go party, he can go do that too.
Cardi was married to Offset.
No.
Are they officially divorced?
That I don't know.
Yeah, so then she can't be upset if she's still going through a divorce.
I just feel like, what is she? People were basically saying she would be mad about the girls all over him. But it's like, if they know what it is and she just want to have a good time, he want to go have a good time, they can go have a good time together. That's what I think. And as far as the drugs, I don't support doing drugs. Y'all can do what you want to do, though. It looked like the girls was down. Some people are into that. If he pulled it out and that's what they want, y'all got it.
They looked like they was happy.
That's what I'm saying. They got it. Nobody is being forced to do nothing. Everybody is enjoying their time the way they want to do it. Again, the OTAs were voluntary. I personally don't see a problem with it because people were texting it to me like, this is such a bad look. And I'm like, I get that.
Think in the time, I really believe now that I'm hearing more context that in the time we're living in, it's not good for guys to give women any kind of drugs, no matter where they're at. Well, because that comes back to be an issue.
That's a whole nother piece.
Do any of your friends do drugs?
My close friends, no.
I knew it. I knew you would say no.
Yeah, your associates.
I know it.
She said a close friend. So what's close?
Exactly.
Like my best friends, no. People I've been around, people like doing
That's how you know
stuff.
what the pink cocaine is?
Sure.
Oh.
She knows what Tootsie is, but nobody does drugs around her.
No, actually though, like none of my friends do. Because for what? The only thing you will see us with is liquor.
Where you see Tootsie
that is
at?
all. People be pulling that out at the club. That's why I've seen it. I was like,
so how you know what the name was?
Because I asked. I was like, what is that? Oh. They said this. You don't want this. I said, I don't.
Was it your close friends?
It was not. What is the phase? If it was my close friend, I would just tell y'all that.
They were in your section?
Part of it.
Okay.
It was it. There's different parts, but people be doing that. I don't support it. That's how, rest in peace, Louis, because that's how the guy from One Direction died.
We ain't judging. You ain't on trial.
No, I know. I'm just saying. No, because actually, though, don't do drugs. Like, I just don't do that. Like, people I don't like that.
Yeah, this is a bad time for guys to be offering girls drugs. No, even if they want them.
Even if they, words from Mase.
Yeah.
That's that. Okay. But yeah, I just don't see a problem with that. That's what they want to do. So that's my opinion on that. Okay. So, moving
and that's not that there's ever a good time, but you know.
Yeah, it's just a lot going on. Like, and to that point, as far as being responsible, it's like, you're ramping up for the season. Yeah. People are recording, probably don't, like, that's just being smart about certain things.
And you don't know what a person's reaction to it is going to be. Like, say it's just something recreational they were doing. for them, they may feel like it's okay, and he just
Right.
gives it to the girl. She have a different reaction. It's
Right.
gonna be on him.
Right.
So, you know, right now it's kind of really crazy for
Yeah.
athletes and all of us as celebrity.
Yeah. No, that's a true point too, because you just never know how people are going to react.
Mm-hmm.
And then per video, you don't know what they are going to say prior to, after, under them, all those things. It's just a tricky situation.
Yeah, today they love him. Tomorrow they may not feel the same.
Amen. Say, man, you heard it here, because that's exactly how I don't know.
If you're new to the channel, settle in, because today's story has everyone talking. From social media to NFL locker rooms and all across Harlem. We're diving deep into the viral Stefon Diggs boat video, but that's only the beginning. The bigger story is what Mase and Camron had to say when they broke it all down on their podcast, Come and Talk to Me. And trust me, their perspective isn't what most people expected. It completely changes the conversation. So stay with me, because this one keeps getting more interesting as we go. But before we get to their reaction, let's rewind for anyone who missed the chaos over Memorial Day weekend in 2025. Stefon Diggs, one of the NFL's most talented wide receivers, a 4-time Pro Bowler who signed a 3-year contract worth as much as $69 million with the New England Patriots in March 2025, suddenly found himself at the center of a massive controversy after a boat video surfaced online. And this wasn't some peaceful vacation clip of him relaxing in the sun. Instead, the footage showed Diggs surrounded by women in bikinis while enjoying the party. Then came the moment that sent the internet into detective mode, as he appeared to hold up a small clear bag containing an unidentified pink substance. To make things even more controversial, the video seemed to capture him saying, "Don't take all of it." As you probably guessed, the internet wasted absolutely no time reacting. The clip spread across social media within hours, and suddenly everyone had an opinion. Users started zooming into every frame, building theories, tagging the Patriots, and even bringing Cardi B into the discussion. Before long, the entire situation had turned into one of the biggest online talking points. So why was Cardi B suddenly part of the conversation? That's where the story took another unexpected turn and had people paying even closer attention. Throughout the spring of 2025, Diggs and Cardi B had been publicly linked as a couple, making plenty of headlines together. They were seen courtside during the Boston Celtics and New York Knicks playoff game at Madison Square Garden, attended the Met Gala together, and their relationship became increasingly public. Around that same period, Cardi B, who was in the middle of a highly publicized divorce from Offset, began sharing photos and videos of herself with Diggs on Instagram, including clips from a boat outing. One of those posts alone pulled in more than 4.4 million likes, proving just how invested people were in their relationship. So when another boat video surfaced showing Diggs surrounded by different women while holding what appeared to be a pink substance, social media immediately exploded with questions. Some viewers focused on whatever was inside the bag. Others questioned his commitment to Cardi, while many simply wanted to know what they had actually witnessed. Then the attention quickly shifted to how the NFL would respond to the growing controversy. During a May 28th press conference, New England Patriots head coach Mike Vrabel addressed the viral video without showing much emotion. He remained calm, acknowledged that the organization had seen the footage, and refused to overreact publicly. Vrabel emphasized that every player is expected to make smart decisions both on and off the field. He also explained that any private conversations between himself, Diggs, and the organization would stay exactly that, private. He didn't publicly criticize his star receiver, but he also made it clear the team wasn't ignoring what happened. Vrabel further confirmed that Diggs missed that particular organized team activity because it was completely voluntary. And as Camron would later point out, that one word, voluntary, ended up becoming a huge part of the debate. For his part, Diggs stayed silent for several weeks and didn't publicly respond to the controversy until the Patriots' mandatory minicamp in June. When Stefon Diggs finally decided to address the controversy, he handled it exactly the way many people expected him to. He told reporters that he prefers to keep his private life private. He explained that he had already spoken with Mike Vrabel and members of the Patriots organization, and whatever was discussed would remain behind closed doors. Even when reporters kept rewording the same question, Diggs politely made it clear they were going to get the exact same response every single time. At one point, he even said, "I don't want to be rude, but I'd hate to repeat myself." It was obvious he walked into that press conference fully prepared for every angle. He never looked shaken, he never sounded defensive. Instead, he stayed calm, composed, and completely in control of the conversation, leaving the media with almost nothing to run with. Depending on your perspective, that was either the smartest way to handle the situation or something that only fueled even more speculation. But here's where the story really shifts gears. What did Mase and Camron actually think about everything that happened? Because their reaction caught a lot of people by surprise. During the May 29 episode of their podcast, Come and Talk to Me, Mase, Camron, and co-host Stat Baby sat down to unpack every part of the Stefon Diggs boat video. And believe me, their conversation went in a direction that many viewers probably didn't expect, from people who know exactly how fast public opinion can turn. Mase kicked things off by saying the video was several things, but his overall tone wasn't one of outrage or condemnation. He wasn't judging Diggs or acting like the situation was some major scandal. Instead, Mase's view was simple. Stefon Diggs is a man who enjoys life, and he should be allowed to keep living it on his own terms. When Camron asked him to explain exactly what he meant by that, Mase broke down his perspective even further. According to him, living life to the fullest simply means Diggs is going to do whatever Diggs wants to do. Mase admitted that his own lifestyle looks completely different from what viewers saw on that boat, but that doesn't automatically make Diggs wrong. He joked that he isn't out on yachts surrounded by extras, making it clear he wasn't trying to disrespect the women involved, but was simply describing the atmosphere. Mase also reminded everyone that Diggs isn't married. He doesn't have a wife. From Mase's perspective, the wide receiver is simply enjoying his freedom, and he didn't see anything wrong with that. And honestly, that opinion carries extra weight when you consider Mase's own journey. This is someone who went from being one of Harlem's biggest rap stars to becoming a pastor, before eventually returning to the spotlight as a podcaster and sports commentator. Because of that background, hearing Mase say, "Let the man live," hits differently than it would coming from someone else. He isn't typically known for defending reckless behavior. Instead, he drew a clear line between someone living freely and someone actually causing harm. In his eyes, this situation simply didn't cross that line. Then the conversation turned to the mysterious pink substance, and that's where things became even more interesting. The hosts addressed the online speculation that the packet could have contained Tusi, sometimes referred to as pink cocaine, a synthetic party drug that has appeared in various high-profile controversies. While Tusi isn't actually cocaine, it can contain stimulant and psychedelic ingredients, which is why so many people immediately jumped to conclusions. So the internet's theories didn't come completely out of nowhere. Even so, Mase wasn't buying that explanation. He said that when he watched the video, what he saw looked more like a Kool-Aid packet than an illegal substance. He admitted he couldn't zoom in closely enough to know exactly what it was. More importantly, he pointed out that nobody in the footage was actually seen using or consuming anything. And that's a detail a lot of people seem to overlook. The substance was never identified. There was no test, no official confirmation, and no evidence proving what was inside the bag. It could have been a powdered drink mix. It could have been flavored candy sugar. The truth is, nobody outside that boat actually knows. Stat Baby agreed that she never saw anyone consume anything either. However, she admitted she was a little more skeptical than Mase. She said she couldn't say with certainty what the packet contained, but she understood why people online believed it resembled what they were describing. Even with those doubts, though, she stopped well short of accusing or condemning Diggs without actual proof. The overall conversation felt far more balanced than much of the coverage coming from sports media at the time. Cameron's perspective, in particular, sounded exactly like what longtime fans would expect from him. When the discussion shifted to Diggs missing a voluntary off-season workout, Cam immediately pushed back against what he believed was unnecessary media outrage. His argument was simple. People were blowing a minor issue completely out of proportion. He said the media has a habit of creating headlines where there really aren't any. Cam reminded everyone that if an off-season session is voluntary, a veteran with more than a decade in the NFL has already earned the right to manage his own preparation. In his eyes, a player doesn't have to attend every optional event just to prove he's committed. And to be fair, that's a reasonable point. By 2025, Diggs had already built an impressive resume with 11 NFL seasons, 857 receptions, over 10,000 receiving yards, and 70 touchdowns. At that stage of his career, he wasn't fighting for a roster spot. He had already established himself as one of the league's proven stars. But then, Cam took the conversation in a direction that really stood out. Rather than staying focused on the mystery bag or the viral boat footage, he shifted attention to one person, Cardi B. His first thought wasn't about football at all. Instead, he wondered how Cardi might have reacted after seeing the video. And honestly, that's a question plenty of people were asking. Here was someone coming out of a very public and emotional divorce, publicly embracing a new relationship, and then suddenly watching her boyfriend become the center of another internet firestorm. After appearing together at major events and making things Instagram official in front of millions of followers, seeing Diggs surrounded by other women in a viral clip was always going to create conversation. Cam believed the relationship angle was actually the biggest part of the story, and many people agreed with him. StatBaby shared a similar opinion, saying Cardi also has every right to live her own life however she chooses. She felt both of them are adults who are still figuring out their relationship, and she wasn't ready to label one viral video as proof their relationship was falling apart. Looking back now, Cardi making their relationship fully Instagram official in June 2025 suggests she wasn't interested in letting internet speculation make decisions for her. But here's where the conversation becomes much bigger than celebrity gossip. There's a much more important story unfolding beneath the headlines. Stefon Diggs is entering one of the most critical chapters of his NFL career. At 31 years old, he's working his way back from the torn ACL he suffered while playing for the Houston Texans in October 2024. Before the injury ended his season after just 8 games, he had recorded 47 catches for 596 yards and 3 touchdowns. Now he's arriving in New England on a massive contract, with expectations of becoming the #1 target for young Drake May as he enters only his second NFL season. The pressure couldn't be much higher. That's exactly why all of this off-field attention comes at such an important time, when Diggs' biggest priority should simply be staying healthy, producing on the field, and proving the Patriots made the right investment. Mase hinted at that idea without ever saying it directly when he repeated that Diggs should keep living his life. It almost sounded less like a defense and more like quiet advice. Live your life, absolutely, but never forget what's riding on every decision. Because in today's world, someone is always recording. Someone is always ready to upload a video before you even realize a camera is pointed your way. And when you're a superstar athlete with a brand new contract, a new team, and one of the world's biggest celebrities as your partner, privacy barely exists anymore. That's really the heart of this entire debate. On one side, Diggs is an adult who has every right to a personal life. He isn't married, he hasn't been charged with any crime, the substance in the video has never been identified, nobody was injured, and when mandatory activities began, he reported to work as expected. By every public account from coaches and teammates, he's attacked his ACL recovery with professionalism and commitment. Wide receivers coach Todd Downing even praised Diggs' work ethic and said lessons he learned under Brian Daboll in Buffalo have continued to show up in New England. From a football standpoint, he's doing exactly what the Patriots brought him there to do. But on the other hand, perception matters just as much as reality in today's NFL. The Patriots are trying to build a new culture after the end of the Bill Belichick era, and first-year head coach Mike Vrabel knows distractions are the last thing a rebuilding team wants. Having one of the organization's highest-paid players dominating social media because of a viral boat video isn't exactly ideal before training camp even begins. Vrabel handled every public question with professionalism, but it's hard to imagine there weren't serious conversations happening privately inside the building. That's one reason Mase and Camron's discussion stood out from so much of the surrounding media coverage. Instead of piling on to the outrage, they tried to add context. They admitted the optics weren't great, but they also refused to pretend they knew facts that nobody else actually knew. They reminded listeners that behind every viral headline is a real person, a player who helped build something special in Buffalo, battled through injuries in Houston, and is now trying to restart his career in New England. Reducing that entire journey to one 30-second video simply doesn't tell the full story. Camron also made another point that deserves attention when he said the media is always searching for the next headline. And whether you agree or not, there's some truth in that observation. The 24-hour sports cycle constantly needs new stories, and viral clips like this become easy fuel for endless speculation. Before long, the theories become bigger than the actual facts. When you strip everything else away, here's what we really know. Diggs spent part of Memorial Day weekend on a boat. A mystery substance appeared in a video. Nobody has confirmed what it was. He spoke privately with his coach, and he returned when mandatory football activities began. That's the verified timeline. If this had involved an ordinary person instead of an NFL superstar dating one of the biggest celebrities on the planet, there's a good chance the internet would have forgotten about it within a couple of days. But because the people involved were Stefon Diggs, Cardi B, and the New England Patriots, this wasn't just another viral clip. It instantly became a nationwide talking point. That's exactly why Mase and Camron stood out as two of the most level-headed voices in the entire discussion. Their opinions weren't based on internet rumors, but on real-life experience. Both men have spent years living under the spotlight. Both understand what it's like to watch a moment get ripped out of context and turned into a headline. They've each experienced situations where millions of people rush to judgment before knowing the full story. That's why the empathy they showed toward Diggs felt genuine rather than performative. At its core, this entire debate comes down to one question: where do you draw the line between personal freedom and public responsibility? It's a challenge that every superstar athlete eventually has to face. The success and money that come with being an elite player provide a lifestyle most people can only imagine. But those same rewards also bring constant scrutiny from your team, the league, the media, and millions of fans who feel invested in everything you do. Diggs understands that reality better than most. After more than a decade in the NFL, he knows every public statement can become tomorrow's headline. That's probably why he chose to keep his answers short, stay professional, and avoid giving the media anything that could be twisted into an even bigger controversy. Mase made a fair point when he said Diggs is simply a bachelor enjoying his life. Camron was equally fair when he argued that skipping a voluntary workout shouldn't have been treated like a major scandal. StatBaby also made a valid observation by warning people not to turn one viral clip into proof that an entire relationship was falling apart. The simple truth is that none of us were on that boat. None of us know exactly what was inside that bag, and none of us truly know what conversations took place between Diggs and Cardi B or between Diggs and the Patriots behind closed doors. Everything the public has discussed comes from a short video and a mountain of assumptions. Here's what we can say with confidence. Stefon Diggs remains one of the most gifted wide receivers of his generation. He now has a chance to begin an exciting new chapter alongside Drake May and the New England Patriots, adding to a career already filled with elite performances, unforgettable moments, and yes, a few controversies along the way. His exit from Buffalo wasn't smooth. His season in Houston ended far earlier than anyone expected because of injury. Now he's been handed a fresh opportunity to rewrite the narrative. Whether that mysterious pink packet was something harmless or something else entirely, the answer won't matter nearly as much as what happens once the regular season begins. Mase's message was simple: keep living your life. Camron's message was just as clear: stop creating stories before the facts exist. Somewhere between those two viewpoints is probably where the truth really lives. At the end of the day, Stefon Diggs isn't just a headline. He's a person trying to rebuild after one of the toughest injuries an athlete can suffer. Maybe that's worth remembering before rushing to conclusions. Let him get healthy. Let him get back on the field. And when the games actually start, judge him by what he does between the sidelines, because that's where his legacy will ultimately be decided. If you stayed with me all the way to the end, I truly appreciate your support. Now I want to hear from you. Drop your thoughts in the comments below and let me know where you stand on the entire Stefon Diggs situation.